This is The Second Studio, hosted by two architects, myself, David Lee, and Marina Bordeaux-Renee. This week it's the two of us in the studio, and an after-hours casual conversation. And didn't really... Not a lot to talk about, so we'll see what happens. Sponsors. The Second Studio is brought to you by Chaos. They make award-winning design and visualization tools, and they're really pushing the boundaries with AI. As we all know, AI is shaking up the architecture and design world, and Chaos is taking a responsible approach. Their tools are built to help architects, designers, and visualization specialists work faster and explore more ideas without replacing creativity. Basically, Chaos wants AI to make your imagination stronger and not take over, so you get to design with more freedom, create stunning visuals, and stay in control of your work. If you want to see what that looks like, tap the Chaos link in our show notes.
Stop juggling multiple pieces of software and struggling with design-unfriendly spreadsheets. Programma, built by designers for designers, provides an integrated suite of tools for every phase of your project, from mood boards to advanced specification tools, procurement tracking to project management. Seamlessly integrated, easily shareable, and always current, Programma reduces redundancy and minimizes costly error. Join interior design movers and shakers by starting for free at programma.design/secondstudio. Experience the difference with Programma, software built for interior design workflows. Architects, design leaders, founders redefining the industry. If you want to shape not only buildings but the businesses behind them, this is your moment. Future London Academy's Executive MBA takes you inside the boardrooms of Pentagram, Uber, Zaha Hadid Architects, and Google, where you will master finance, strategy, and operations from the people who already excel at them. Study alongside peers, transforming the industry worldwide, and do it all in just 9 intensive weeks over 1 year between London and California. Award-winning, transformative, crafted for design and architecture leaders with 15 plus years of experience. If you're ready to grow your impact, apply now by tapping the Future London Academy link in our show notes.
This is The Second Studio with the two of us. Here we go.
You always preface those after hours by saying that, but we always find stuff to talk about. So,
well, at the beginning,
like it's
I oftentimes,
just have to go with the flow.
But this is the fan favorite. We gotta, this is like a high stakes here.
Well, that's where our improvisation skills come into play. Either you have it or you don't.
You gotta think quick. Think quick.
Apparently, if you have headaches, you should take a little pinch of sea salt, put it under your tongue. Oh, and then drink water, and it goes away within minutes. So that's on my next list of things to try.
Where did you hear this? Read this?
Instagram. I get all of my news via Instagram. Yeah, and my new best friend is ChatGPT.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have it on your phone?
Anytime I'm wondering about something, like existential questions, I don't ask Google anymore. I ditch Google.
Existential questions? What kind of questions?
Well, are we the only one in this universe?
Well, what does it say?
Like that. No, I haven't asked that.
Oh.
But, small stuff like, oh, what does this mean? Or, oh, what does this come from? Kind of like the small stuff instead of going to Google, who gives me which gives me a bunch of different options to click on. Just go to ChatGPT and I figure
But the Google has an AI answer now. It's
know.
You don't trust it.
Yeah, but it's kind of wishy-washy.
Apparently, there's no such thing currently as true artificial intelligence. If you define intelligence in a certain way, intelligence means that the brain, the computer, whatever it is, has the ability to come up with an idea on its own from nothing. But the AI that's in place, so I've heard, is not that. It's basically a massive predictive model.
Yeah.
I
mean, all the information was put in by information that comes from humans, so it's not going to be,
But at the same time,
creating by itself.
Like, if it can give accurate answers very quickly, that's super productive. So who cares if it's considered artificial intelligence? And also, at some point, too, what level of intelligence are we comparing it against? Because there's a lot of dumb people who are not as smart. Like, what does it mean to have, the ability to ideate? A lot of people we meet don't have the ability to ideate. Like, they couldn't think outside of, their own closet, and sometimes... Did you see that there's I think it's a Chinese company called Seed Dance, something, and they've taken a lot of the Marvel superhero characters from all these different Marvel and all the other superheroes, and they mash them up and they use them to create new scenes, new fight scenes, new miniature movies.
No, I have not seen
It's
that.
pretty.
I don't really look for that kind of stuff.
It's pretty impressive.
What I've seen, though, is robots that were, I don't know if it was in China or some places, and they were dancing the same moves as, I forgot if it was like samurai trainings or something, samurai students or something, and they were doing like crazy moves. So you see a row of robots next to a row of humans, and they're doing the same moves, and it was really good. They didn't do like the backflip and like, you know, some of the jumping stuff, which I was kind of disappointed because I'm like, okay, I mean,
not...
like
but
what's the point?
But those are just nothing's ever good enough for you. Boom.
No, but I'm like, that's cool.
Boo.
Yes, it can move. It's really smooth. How about we take it to the next level? And now he could do like, you know, like jump backwards and
you
like
should
do crazy
reach out
stuff.
to the robotics team and say, hey guys, I have an idea that you haven't thought about probably. Why don't we take it to the next level, guys?
Well, it was kind of a disappointing performance because you see like, you know, the samurai student or whoever they are like doing like crazy shit, and the robot just waits and then they're back on their feet and the robot starts again, and I'm like, okay,
God,
well,
do you know how many years of work it took them to do it?
not good enough. Try again.
You know,
well, do you know how many years it took the human to be able to do like backflips and stuff like that? I mean,
yeah,
you know,
that's probably true. Oh, I also went to a Tesla thing, and I saw, which I was kind of, I can talk about that. So I went to the Tesla diner in Los Angeles.
Oh, the one with the big billboards that's blocking the
what?
The one with the big billboard.
Yeah.
That's blocking the windows of the apartment building that's next to
I
it.
saw the billboard, and it is there.
It's still there?
I believe it's the one that I saw.
What? So people can see out?
I saw a billboard. It looked like it was in front of a building, so maybe that's the one. So I went there. There was some kind of event that they were having, and I'd never been there before. To be honest, I was on the fence about going because
it's Tesla.
I don't... All of it is just weird to me, and if you have a guy who's doing Nazi salutes, I don't think anyone should support a company in any way when they're doing that. I don't care what they're producing. It's not okay. But so I did go, somewhat reluctantly. I can talk about the diner itself, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which is from an architect's lens.
Well, do we know who designed it?
No, I think it's...
nobody?
I don't want to know. It's like cliche futuristic design moves. Like if you were to design a movie set, a diner that's supposed to be somewhat futuristic, you do, you know, curved things, LED strips, and that's basically it. The construction execution was super poor, like sloppy, like just bad. The drywall was not good. Things were not aligned. It was just bad. And then the design again was just it's like it's like an AI designed it. It's just nothing. Didn't have their food because they had an event, so they were catering. They had like vegan bacon, which the vegan bacon was pretty good, better than the building actually.
Vegan.
And there wasn't much there. It's another one of these things that is just all smoke. It's not smoke and mirrors, but it's just all fluff. It's just press. It's just glossy images. It's just a story, but there's nothing actually there at all. Nothing of interest, like whatsoever.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Nothing.
Except that you can plug your car when you park.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
it.
And you know, it's not a huge lot because it's LA, so there's maybe 20, 30 spots. So there's nothing. They did have the Optimus robot there serving popcorn to people, which was pretty interesting. So there's a huge
Optimus robot.
Optimus. That's what it's called. Yeah, and I think probably named after Optimus Prime from Transformers. So it was there serving popcorn, and there was a big kind of line, people taking a lot of photographs. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a humanoid-looking robot serving popcorn. I think a lot of people there were more impressed than I was. So maybe kind of like you. It's of course impressive.
And then I'm the downer. I mean, listen to you.
But I mean, it's impressive. But I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's if it was like walking across if it was walking across the parking lot and interacting with people was fine. But it's behind like a red tape thing, and it was just serving popcorn because they probably want to protect it. So I think the humanoid robot will become a big thing probably in the next decade, though, for sure.
When you say humanoid, you mean in the way they move and their size, not like their face or anything, right? Because you've seen those robots now that like have like faces on them that look like people.
I don't care about the face. I mean,
that's pretty freaky.
Body. Yeah.
That's one notch too much for me.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah, but then you're gonna go grocery shopping. You don't know who's real, who's not.
You already, it's hard to tell.
Throw water at their face and see if they're like sparkles, you know.
if their eyes turn red.
Their battery
danger.
runs low and their voice starts to get distorted.
It's going to happen pretty soon, within our lifetime, for sure. But the AI stuff, what I was saying with this seed dance or whatever the company's called, you know, like most of the AI models, basically it sucks up a bunch of information and then kind of regurgitates that in a slightly different, in a different way, you know, reformats. So they've used Iron Man versus, you know, Wolverine was fighting Thanos or something like whatever. And they have a bunch of these clips and it's not perfect, right? If you were like to really kind of pay attention, you could tell things are a little bit off. But for the average person 10 years ago, if they saw the clip, right, they'd be like, yeah, that's Hugh Jackman fighting Thanos or whoever they was fighting. There's no question that's actually Hugh Jackman.
That's the thing, actually, with AI and acting. I'm thinking, like, why would producers and all of these movie people keep paying human and, you know, have just so many scenes and so much cost when they could probably get it right with AI and, like, twice faster, or even more?
Well, they have an AI actress who hit some of the headlines recently because there was like whether or not the AI actress was going to attend some kind of awards event or whether or not she was going to be accepted into the Actors Guild or something. And it was basically shut down, obviously by the community, but I think also by the organization. It was like, yeah, no, we're not having that. But it's the right and wrong we could talk about, but it's...
So an AI actress, so a person that does not exist?
Yeah, being part of the... maybe it was not an award ceremony. I think it was like the Actors Guild Association or the actor, whatever, some kind of organization for them, for it
it's
to be recognized
idea.
as an actor.
It's an interesting idea, but I mean, would you call that talent if it comes from an AI?
Do we care about talent?
Well, in those recognition.
Well, okay, take away the award ceremony thing, and we're just talking about that AI being recognized as an actor within the community. But to your point, you know,
it's an interesting idea, right? I mean,
like right now, the AI models are not perfect, and you can tell if you pay close attention, you can tell like, yeah, something's off with this like particular angle or this scene. Like their face looks slightly different, but AI's been around now for like a year. So you got to imagine in 2 years, 3 years, and 5 years at the latest, it's going to be almost impossible to tell the difference.
Even online, you see videos, sometimes it's all AI. It's almost impossible to tell.
That's what I'm saying. And of course, all the actors, the real actors, don't like this. One, it's a threat to their job security. Two, there's a question of like the human artistic soul and whatever. And what's the director's name? Guillermo del Toro, I think. He launched a claymation studio, from what I read somewhere, which is it's not a way only to combat AI, but it's a way to secure like the physicality of that type of movie. Like you can't do that with AI because the whole point is that it's made by physical props. Yeah. And I think he was on record, or someone was on record saying like they're not really worried about AI because of what it's going to produce from in terms of writing a story or directing is going to be garbage, like cliche crap, right? Slop is the word. And I've seen some completely AI generated short movies and things like that, and yeah, it's garbage. It's not high quality. It's not cinema, as they would say. But AI has only been around for a year. Again, give it 2 years. I would not be surprised if it produces captivating movies that have really good stories that are maybe not a 10 out of 10, but an 8.5 out of 10 consistently, right? Within the next 5 years. And then the question is for the movie industry, it's like, so the movie industry doesn't like that, understandable. But for the average consumer, that's the real question. Is the average consumer going to care that this thing was produced by AI? If we assume in this future state that the end product is, again, an 8 out of 10 on IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes. It's not like a 10 out of 10, but it's an 8 out of 10, right? It's a casual thing you watch in the middle of the week when you're Netflixing and chilling. Do you give a shit as a consumer if it's AI or not?
Yeah,
if you
that's
can't really
true.
tell.
But I mean, is it the right thing to do or not, in the long term?
Well, let me ask you. So imagine we're now forward X number of years and Netflix has on it a bunch of content that's completely AI created. AI writers, direct, the whole thing was just AI, everything. except for some person writing some prompts, right? And it was as captivating as some of the good shows that we watch. Would you watch it?
Yeah, and I wouldn't care if it's done by AI or by people. But I think you have to think about the impact of everyone doing that. What does it do to the industry? Right? Because at some point, who are the real people even creating anything for if, everybody is getting into the AI movies?
But you would watch it still.
If it's good, yeah. I mean, ultimately, you watch things for entertainment. I don't care if it's an alien who did it. Like, if it's cool, if it's entertaining, it works. But that's the issue, is that we only think about ourselves in this case, right? And not about what it does to the people who currently do this job. If that industry goes down, then they will disappear. Why people watch shows is probably different for various people. But for me, I was thinking about the other day, I don't know how I would feel in that future, honestly. I think a part of me truly would not enjoy watching it, because for me, part of the enjoyment, I think maybe because I come from the architect background, is kind of dissecting and thinking about like the work it took to create this thing. And even thinking about like the actor or actress that we're watching. Like we were watching The Beast in Me, which... Oh my God, we don't have to talk about this.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. And we haven't even finished it yet. But we're watching that, and it stars Claire Danes, who was from Homeland, Matthew Rhys, I think is how you pronounce his last name, who was in The Americans, and a bunch... And these are both very successful actors, right? And because I knew both of them before this show, I had some kind of stake in watching it because I like them both. And so there's that for me of kind of like not keeping track, but just seeing the same person play different roles, I think is really interesting.
You could probably see that with AI in 10 years.
No, but I won't be compelled in the same way.
Of course.
Because I know that's a real human. And of course, I therefore imagine myself, sort of, you think like, wow, how do they do that? If it's an AI thing, I'm not going to think, wow, how does AI do that? I'm not going to be impressed. It's a computer, like, yeah, fine. Do more next time, do jumping jacks the next time. Be more real, be more whatever. And even if it was a show with a new set of actors who I hadn't seen before, it's still the same thing for me. Like, it didn't occur to me until this very recently. I think actually the human component, the fact that it was made by people, is what makes it so interesting to me. There's a story, yes, but it's like the fact that we as a species could put together hundreds of people to get working together and collaborate through the pressures of schedules and all the stuff that we have to deal with as architects, and then create this thing, and then there's this purity of a perfect story that's executed so well. That's like the greatest buzz that there could possibly be, I feel like. And if I imagine that I saw, something as good as The Beast in Me, but it was all AI, I don't think I would give a shit. I really don't think I would care, to the point where I might not even watch it. I'd be like, yeah.
But isn't it the same thing as like watching like cartoons and like, animes?
No, of course not. I mean, you're not watching people directly, but you're watching what someone produced directly by hand, without any kind of... It's a one-to-one relationship between the creator and what we're looking at. Right. I mean, less so now because of digital productions. It'll be
interesting to see. I don't know. I mean, you're also more interested in like the behind the scene and all that stuff. But if people aren't, then they probably wouldn't care.
We'll see. I have a feeling that when we get to that point, there's going to be the activists who are staunchly against AI in creative spaces. But I also I get this feeling that there's going to be... what is this alarm for? Could see that a large part of the consumer population would feel like myself and be like, yeah, the thing that really makes us be glued to the screen or glued to the artwork or captivated, I don't know if it's going to be there. If it's generated by some kind of like faceless machine that is being funded and created by some giant corporation that their motives are questionable. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Should we talk about The Beast in Me? Since we finished that episode, sure. I have not stopped thinking about it.
Well, I think think we watched episode 5 or 6. So I guess there's spoilers. Or you didn't want to talk about it?
I'm actually glad I pushed us for watching it, because you're like, oh no, it looks sad, I don't want to watch it. It's like, I'm telling you, people say it's really good, we have to watch it.
I wasn't reluctant in watching it.
Yeah, you were.
It wasn't the show. It's just that all of the good shows are depressing, stressful things. And sometimes I don't feel like watching. I know,
but if you write
that.
really well, I feel like you still have to watch it.
Yeah, except for I had heart palpitations the other night. Like, I'm like, okay.
Watching it?
Yeah. I'm like, this is good, but this is exactly what I didn't want. Like, how am I going to sleep after this? All right, well, yeah, you want to talk about it.
Go ahead.
No, you wanted to talk.
Yeah, but you like telling stories, so go ahead.
No. I did my whole thing. I did plenty of talking. People want you to talk, so talk.
Oh, well, we haven't finished the show, so I can say.
What the
everything.
fuck?
I don't want to spoil it for people.
God, we should talk about the show. No, we can't talk about the show. What is this? Do you want to talk about it or not?
I don't know.
What? This is terrible. Oh, my God. It's like your first day doing a recording or something.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well.
I can use more sleep, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well. I don't know if we should talk about it because it's like...
I feel like we need to finish it to talk about it.
Yeah, maybe,
Probably.
but also it's one of the shows where...
Twice, we can talk about it twice.
We have done before, but it's also, if we talk about it, then we ruin it. Like, you have to watch it. Like, there's not, like, I think there are some shows and movies where we could talk about it and then people watch it and they're still going to enjoy it. But The Beast in Me is something you just have to watch.
How about A Night of the Seven Kingdom? What do you think of that so far compared to the other two?
That's a good one. Okay. That compared to what?
Compared to Game of Thrones and then House of Dragons.
I think it's the House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I'm just retelling it because I think it makes more sense.
House of Dragons. A bunch of dragons sitting around a table.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
It's their house.
So the joke of the day is... Wait. My wife asked me if I've seen the Dog Bowl.
Okay. And
then the answer is the part you have to try and guess. And then the husband says no. But, so what is your? For folks totally confused, we have a little flip calendar. I got as a gift, and every day has a dad joke, and and they're all like puns, but some of them are pretty good. Okay, so my wife asked me, "Where's the dog bowl?" No. My wife asked me, fucking this up. My wife asked me, "Have you seen the dog bowl? Have you seen the dog bowl?"
Yeah.
And the husband says, no, but. Come on. Oh, you want a hint?
Yeah. Can I even get it?
I'll give you a hint. Can you get it? I mean, I don't know. What kind of question is that? The fuck? Can I get it? The hint is... Okay, how much of a hint do I want to give? If it's a play on words,
I might not get it.
No. Think about cliche, crappy, kitsch artwork. The wife says, have you seen the dog bowl?
Artwork.
Yeah. I'll give you another hint. Artwork involving dogs. I'd be very curious to know if any listeners are getting it during this period. Have you seen the dog bowl?
Like a paw, something with a paw?
Huh?
No, I don't know. I don't know what artwork involving dogs means.
Okay. I'll go further. So, what is like the piece of, I think it's American artwork you always see that's kind of like a joke, it's funny artwork, but it's kind of, again, very kitsch and just not very highbrow.
The family pictures above the fireplace?
But no, but it involves dogs.
I don't know.
What is the most famous repeated type of artwork involving dogs?
Famous repeated?
This might be also, if you were American, maybe you'd have you get there quicker. I don't know.
I don't think I've been in enough American families that own pets in this country, so I don't know. Does it have to go with their color? A bone?
Okay, I'll give you another hint. To try and tackle it from the other direction. When the wife asked, have you seen the dog bowl? one assumes the dog bowl is a physical bowl, but it is not.
It's like an art frame or something?
Huh? No, bowl. I feel like you're overthinking it.
I'm not understanding.
Okay. The wife asks, "Have you seen?" The wife asks, "Have you seen the dog bowl?" The husband says, "No, but I've seen the dog play poker." No, but I've seen the dog play
that is
poker.
really a dad joke.
I've seen the dog play poker.
That's really a dad joke.
I'm gonna have to memorize some. We don't have a dog, but I'm gonna have to memorize some of these just so I can use them at the next time I'm at some kind of crappy barbecue outside with dogs. Yeah. Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, yeah, the weather. Jesus.
What?
I'm not looking forward to that part of it all.
What
it's
part
a good
of
joke.
what? You don't go to
you
any
get
barbecue?
barbecues with families and parents, and people wearing like khaki shorts and boat shoes or whatever they wear, and there's like kids running around.
You have khaki shorts and you had boat shoes. So what are you talking about? You haven't had both of these.
Yeah, but mine were short shorts. And that was also like,
you wear all that stuff
while
before you wear that. Yeah.
Yeah, but my attire was not like a suburban attire. It was more of a...
Oh, was it?
Yeah, no.
Oh. I thought the Crocs and the plaid shirt was very suburban, but...
Not if you're wearing it in New York, then it's no longer suburban. Yeah. That was before the Beebs. The Beebs started wearing Crocs. Anyway, that was the joke. What? How did we get there?
I don't know how we got there, but we got there.
You were asking about the Beast and Me. Oh no, House of Cards.
About House of Cards? No, I was asking about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and you ended up with your calendar and that joke. So
that's a really good one. I'll give you another one. Okay, so which I think you already knew it, but no shit. What was it? Something about a pickle playing soccer.
Oh, he was a big deal.
A big deal.
That's pretty shit. There was another one the other day I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I should not have tossed it away, I guess.
Yeah. Some of them are not so good, though. Like, where does a pair go for vacation?
Paris.
Yeah,
So,
that one's like,
it's kinda
The dog poker one was probably the best to date, I feel like.
And now, a little break for our show sponsors.
Revit users, you have access to a powerful new capability you might not know about. Available with Revit version 2023.1 onward, Autodesk Insight is a next-generation carbon analysis tool that can help you make the leap toward low-carbon design. With only a few clicks, Insight lets you analyze, understand, and track the embodied and operational carbon impact of your design choices. You can then visualize opportunities for energy efficiency and carbon mitigation with its flexible dashboards, helping you make more sustainable and informed decisions. Check out the Insight link in our show notes to learn more. This episode of The Second Studio is brought to you by BQE Core, the all-in-one firm management software built for architects. Designed by architects for architects, Core helps you track time effortlessly, manage projects seamlessly, and get paid faster, so you can focus on design, not spreadsheets. With powerful automation and real-time insights, it's everything you need to run a smarter and more profitable firm. See how BQE Core can transform your practice by clicking the link in our show notes. But Night of the Seven Kingdoms, it's phenomenal. I love it.
It's interesting because, well, I was going to say not much has happened. Well, in the last episode we watched, a lot had happened. The guy got stabbed like 15 times and like stood up and like beat up the other one and whatever. It's interesting because I feel like the cast is really small so far. Right? But it's really good. Like the kid is really good. The main actor is really good. Which is funny because it's so interesting to see actors in real life and then how they get kind of like transformed or groomed for their role, right? And I always admire, people who do like the hair, for example, for actors and actresses, or of course like the wardrobe selection. Because if you do the hair one way,
the what?
The clothes that they wear.
Oh, okay.
Because if you do the hair like one way or the other, they could look like, I don't know, a completely different person from a completely different era.
Yeah. And
it's in the subtleties of those details that you kind of like, make sure you put things in the right context. So very interesting. Like for example, the knight right, in the show. You see him in real life, like his hair looks very different, and then you see him in the show, his hair looks like the flat, dirty hair of a knight, from, I don't know, the medieval age or whatever. Or like in the show Ponies, right? The Russian boyfriend, I was going to say Gestapo. What is it called over there?
The KGB?
The KGB.
The blonde-haired one?
Yeah.
The bad guy?
Yeah. You see him today, he looks like a man of today, right? His hair is done like 2026. And I keep saying 2025. I can't realize when 2026. And then you see him in the show and he has like this like blonde swoopy hair, kind of like, like got a blowout or something.
Yeah, funky haircut.
And I'm like, wow, it's so cool. I'm sure there's people who, within the movie industry, like their specialty is like certain eras, and they know everything, that people were wearing and how they were doing things in that era, so you can make sure that, you're on point. I found it really cool.
Yeah, it's got to be fun to do. I mean, you get to research, right? Like become an expert in something like that.
Yeah.
Then put it into practice and
I feel like it's a way to travel in time without really traveling in time.
Yeah, for sure. But so what?
What?
So the show, though.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I have to say, though, last episode, I'm like, he got like so many like wounds and stuff. How is the guy not dead? And that's kind of just my criticism. It's like, okay, is he going to have some superpower or be some sort of like Wolverine or whatever? Because it doesn't really make sense. I mean, he's a big guy, fine, but you get stabbed like he did. And like, at that time where there was like no antibiotics and all this stuff, like in the mud, I'm like, with the hygiene that they seem to not have at all, I'm like, he would die of like, I don't know, septicemia or whatever, like right away. Like there's no way. So it's good, but it's things like that. Like it just pushed me a little bit on the fence of like, I'm like, yeah, but can I really believe this?
Well, this also occurs in a fictional setting.
Okay, fine, but it's not like it looks like they brushed their teeth. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You cannot imagine. It smells like piss. No, but you know what I mean. Like if actually, that would be very interesting to in the next generations to be able to have smell coming on the scenes when you watch movies.
Oh no one wants that.
No, because I think it would feel more immersive and more real.
It's gross.
It doesn't have to be bad smell. I mean, if there is a bush of roses in front of an entry when someone rings the doorbell in a scene, you can smell the roses. I mean, it's not good.
Okay. I get what you're saying with the stab wounds, but it's I've really enjoyed the show. What I like about it is it's, like you said, it's very tight, and it's just like a small story. It's like a side quest story.
Yeah.
Right? It's not so
far. It's not like a big story with a big cast and like multiple stories merging into one. And,
I mean,
it's just
actually,
Game of Thrones.
That's the complete opposite of Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones was like 15 different things going on.
This feels almost like a novel. Like a small novel book that you would read, kind of like a...
There was a book written called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, I think. Yeah, so it's based off of that.
Well, that's kind of how it feels.
Yeah. But despite it being really, really focused, and there's only like basically 2 main actors so far, it's still very captivating. So I don't know. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think they're getting something weird like 13 million views per episode. Yeah, more. I'm good. I'm good with more.
They're really good at casting the bad guys too, and Game of Thrones, House of the Dragons, and even this one, I feel.
Also, the production level and the quality of everything you look at is perfect. It's like, because when you look at other TV shows that are produced probably with less budget, right? And it's a period piece, you're like, yeah, this looks kind of fake. And I think now that Game of Thrones existed, like the bar, they shattered the roof in terms of what could be done for a TV show. Mm-hmm. In many different ways, but in terms of quality of the production. And now that becomes like the new standard in a certain way. Mm-hmm. And so when we first started watching A Knight of Seven Kingdoms, I was like, Jesus, I forgot how high level the production is for Game of Thrones stuff. You can't tell that like there's any CGI or that like the outfits don't quite work, or like, other shows see people talk, you're like, that doesn't sound right for when this is supposed to be taking place. And everything the show is completely locked in. So yeah, highly recommend. Ponies, on the other hand, which we can also talk about, is on Peacock. And what?
I really enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it because of the end? I don't know how many episodes there were, but let's just say for the mother there was 10, okay? The first, 7 episodes, were you enjoying it? Or was it the last 3 that made you, therefore, in retrospect, enjoy all 10?
No, I would say the first, 2 or 3 were maybe a bit slow. I felt like they could have, picked up the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I felt like it incrementally became better.
How would you rate it?
Well, I mean, based on how the season ended, probably like a 8.5.
Wow, that's really high.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
That's really high. My problem with it, so Ponies is, what is it about? It takes place in, the 70s? The 60s? Something like that. The story is around, the CIA the agency in Russia, and they're always being followed by the KGB. It's a spy kind of thing. And basically the premise is that these 2 women who are wives of CIA agents end up becoming agents themselves because their spouses both die in the field. And so they decide, the wives, to return to Russia, because they go back to the United States, obviously. They return to Russia, and they want to, find out what happened to their husbands, so they're going to enlist and be part of the agency for that personal motive. And then the agency is like, this is great, because all the Russians and the KGBs, they don't suspect that women could be agents, so they're never going to follow you. My problem with the show is that there's so many, I don't know if they'd be considered plot holes. Plot holes are really, really dumb things that are done that drive the thing forward.
Yeah, but that's what most shows do, though.
I know, but that doesn't make it good.
No, but that's what most shows do. You're a spy. Why would you do that? You're trying to be a spy. Why would you do that? It happens a lot.
I agree. It happens a lot.
I mean, even the beast in me, she does things. I'm like, well, why would you go there? They told you to stay away from the guy. Why would you do that? That's. But
that's the one thing that happened in the beast in me, and the rest has been pretty. Let me put it this way: these kind of blunders that happen between the 2 shows. The Beast in Me, is a 0.5 out of 10 in terms of blundering. In Ponies, it's a 9 out of 10. Every 5 minutes, you're why are these people doing that?
But I think it's also part of the story. They're amateurs. They're not professional spies. So, of course, they're going to make all the mistakes that they normal
I'm not a spy, and I can tell you, I would not do half of the things. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's you.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I just take it too seriously. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
No, you change your position, because for the first half a dozen episodes, you were right with me. Every 5 minutes, you're like, this is so dumb.
No, but then it got better. And then the last 2 episodes were crazy good. So
I'd give it a 6.5 or 7. I don't know.
Get out of here. I mean, you watched The Boys, so I don't know how I could trust your opinion.
You haven't watched The Boys, so you don't...
I did, involuntarily, because I was sitting next to it when it was playing several times. And it is the most awful thing to watch.
So how many episodes of The Boys have you watched?
Probably too many.
How many?
I don't know, a couple.
A couple?
Yeah.
You've watched 2 episodes of The Boys?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
No, you haven't.
It's I don't know.
Also, that's so you can't. The Boys has had 3 seasons.
I don't care. It doesn't make it good to me.
Okay. Listen, this is not about subjective opinions of what you like. What you like and don't like doesn't...
I'm sure there's a lot of people who like dog shit stuff.
But it doesn't make it good if you don't like it.
All of the crappy reality shows, there are people who watch it as many seasons. Doesn't make it good, right?
I'm not saying that it makes it good. That's exactly my point. If you don't like something, it doesn't make it bad. If you like something, it doesn't make it good either. The Ponies, you like it, but it's full of shit holes in the story.
Okay, well, that's too bad if you don't like it. I don't care.
That's the question. The question is what is good or bad.
According to my opinion, I found it good.
Opinions. No, yuck. Opinions. I mean, it's because we're in here. It's
well, then what makes it good or bad? How many people watched it? No. So how do you decide what makes it good or bad? If it's neither your opinion or other people's opinion.
Couldn't you say, okay, so imagine if you pose that same exact question you just had to architecture. Mm-hmm. What would you say?
Well, what would you say?
What?
I'm the one asking you the question.
No, I'm the one asking you the question.
No, I'm the one asking you.
You're saying that to determine whether or not something's good or bad is whether or not someone likes it.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's different ways. It could be good or bad to an individual. It could be good or bad for, the majority of people. Like, I don't... But architecture is different than movies. Movies are not necessary. Architecture is. So...
Okay, they're different in that way, but that's the reason why that's the reason why in one of the two art forms you can make a distinction between an objective understanding of good or bad versus a subjective opinion, but in the other art form you can't. They're one and the same. And it has to do with the necessity of that art form.
Yeah, because architecture is providing more than just an art form. A movie is not.
Okay, so let's say that architecture, you could say, can be critiqued in two ways. There's the aspects that make it functional and necessary, which we could say, okay, it rates, higher or lower based on fulfilling the need that it's providing. But then there's all of like the other half or more than half of what makes architecture, which is not just the need itself. So would you say for all that other aspects of architecture that has not to do with need or function, that it's purely subjective? And what is good or bad and is it subjective? And the art of it, the composition of it?
I don't know. I thought this was an after hours. Why the heck are you trapping me into architectural questions once again? It's always like, oh, here's the hardest question to answer. Here, giving it to Marina. Good luck. Let's see how smart you are and what you come up with, huh? Put me on the spot every freaking time. It says an after hour. I refuse to answer this question. I'm using my right as a co-host of the law that states that we're not talking about architecture, forced to answer any architectural question during... after hours recordings.
All right. Well,
and if you want me to answer, you have to talk to my lawyer. How about that?
Okay. I guess the witness has no. What is they say in the court? The person that's on the stand. What's the name of the person that's on the stand? Not the jury. What's the name of the individual? The judge, the jury, the person asking the questions, and the person up on the stand. Questions for the. I think they call it witness, but it's not always a witness. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so you're pleading the what is
I'm
it?
Pleading the 50th element.
The 50th element. All right, fine. Well, anyway, I staunchly disagree with your high rating of ponies. It was entertaining for sure, but it just like, and I get that most stories have these stupid
so
things
hard.
take place, but it's like
no. But you know what was good about this show is it wasn't sad. It was funny. And I think it's so hard to find shows that are funny these days.
Yeah.
That I just found nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's some sad stuff. There's like dead prostitutes and things.
Yeah, there was some. Well, yeah, of course, there's some sad stuff.
No, dead prostitutes.
No, but it wasn't like the umbrella of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of good stuff out there we're supposed to watch, but it's all just dark and like His and Hers is another TV show.
That's supposed to be really good too.
Just started watching, and it's brutal. I'm like, I don't know. All these dead women in all these shows that were like murdered and stabbed or dead husbands. I'm like,
Well, you have to ask, like, who's writing those shows?
I don't know.
Can we, I don't know, go and stab possums instead?
Yeah. Yeah. And the Night Agent is out now. That's a good one too. The next one, yeah.
More of an action thing.
Yeah.
What's the other one with the similar premise?
The Recruit.
The Recruit is also very good.
I don't know if that one has another season or not.
Also very good. I think the House of the Dragons, they're coming back soon too, right?
It's been years, right? It's been at least a year between the last season.
No, but probably not more than
2
that.
years, I think.
No? I don't think so.
It's been a while. I'll put it this way. It's been so long that I don't remember anything that happened.
It's hard. Every time there's a new season of anything coming out, I'm like, who's who again? And actually, within the last week, we watched probably like 3 different shows in the same week. Or we started and we stopped and we moved to another one. And I think it was the last time we did that, I don't know, Thursday night or something. I was confused between shows.
Hi, everyone. This week's recording got cut off early, actually, but that's what it is. So I'm just going to hit you with an outro. Thanks for listening. If you like what we're doing, then please support the show by leaving a review of it in the Apple Podcast app. You can also find us on Spotify and on YouTube for the more informative conversations and all the guest interviews. Beyond that, we have a hotline number, which is 213-222-6950. So if you feel like reaching out to us with any topics or guest suggestions, and do it through there. Or find us on Instagram. Our handle is Second Studio Pod, and that's our website too, which is secondstudiopod.com. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll have more stuff coming up soon. Thanks, bye.